Alright guys, we got a lot of big Nintendo Switch 2 RPG games and just title updates to go over, in addition to Mario 40th anniversary stuff while supplies last. Make sure that you get all of the swag from the Mario 40th anniversary, so we got a lot to go over. But before we continue on, we are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2. All you have to do to enter is hit that subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed, and drop a comment below. We are giving away a Nintendo Switch 2 once we hit 150,000 subscribers, and it will be random. So the more that you actually comment and interact, the better chance that you have to win. Hit that like button, click that notification bell, and let's go ahead and jump right back into it. Let's start off with Persona 4 Revival, seemingly coming in early 2027, according to some new Funko Pop figures. So it looks like Atlus is just hard at work on making sure that Persona 4 Revival is as good as it can be. It was revealed a couple of years ago now, at least a year or so ago, and it's pretty much went MIA since then. We haven't heard anything outside of it does seem to be targeting a 2027 release, but now it seems like we can hone it down to early 2027 because there is a Funko Pop marketing campaign that may have revealed the game's scheduled release for early 2027, as that's when the Funk Pops are due to be released. Now, Atlus has not officially confirmed any type of release date or anything, but we do have the Xbox Games Showcase that's scheduled for June. I think that Persona 4 Revival could be announced officially with a release date at that event, because Sega, or more like Atlus, I guess, and Xbox have had a pretty good relationship when it comes to certain Persona titles and those being revealed or announced at Xbox shows. Now, I personally feel that having that type of announcement or having marketing rights at Xbox for Persona isn't necessarily the best move, but hey, it's their franchise. They can do what they want, and I'm pretty sure they're getting an incredible bag from Microsoft for it, so I think that they probably feel that it's worth it. But I think that Persona 4 Revival should be a very good remake, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they actually have. This game, Persona 4, it's old school at this point. Started out on the PlayStation 2, then it went to the Vita, then we got the HD remasters or the HD ports of the game on all different platforms, first on PC, then later on consoles, and it's a great game. But with this remake coming through, I think a lot of people would want to see what they do when it comes to quality of life features and what they improve over the golden version of the game, because the golden version of the game was already really nice and improved from the PlayStation 2 version of the game. It still plays really good today. So outside of graphics, what else are they going to be doing to enhance the user experience with the game that's already incredibly high rated, one of the best JRPGs of all time, plays incredible. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Persona 3 was pretty good. There is a bit of a mixed opinion on exactly what they could have or could have not done in that game, but I still think that it was a successful remake of the game. So we'll see how Persona 4 Revival stacks up here. We'll also see if they add a Nintendo Switch 2 version of the game. I do feel that a Switch 2 version of the game is going to be necessary for this title to really sell up to its capabilities, considering the landscape changes that's happened since the announcement of this game a bit ago, and now that the Nintendo Switch 2 is here, and by the time 2027 rolls around, we're probably looking like the Switch 2 could be at 30 million units plus. So I think they're absolutely going to want to make sure that they get their game on that platform, especially if you're looking at the Japanese demographics of the Switch 2, already hitting around 5 million units sold, which is in striking distance of the PlayStation 5's total overall sales in Japan since 2020. So I do think that that's probably something that they are looking into, and hopefully we get an announcement of a Switch 2 version as well at some point, maybe at a Nintendo Direct or something like that, because I know back in 2022 they announced the Persona 3, 4, and 5 at a Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase. So we'll see if the same thing happens here with Persona 4 Revival. So what do you guys think about the Funko Pop figures situation and the correlation with Persona 4 Revival? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving on to the next topic. Let's talk about Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, because there is a leaker that is now claiming that the game will be coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 on June 23rd, and it's going to be revealed at the IGN Live showcase thing that they are doing in the same month. Now, this would make sense if this happened, just because Sega has been a pretty big supporter of the Nintendo Switch 2. We got the Sonic Cross Shadows game that was right there. There's also the Sonic Racing as well, and there's been multiple other ports of Yakuza and different Sega games over on the Nintendo Switch 2, even with Atlas and Persona 3 Reload. So I would expect more games coming from Sega. Now, the Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition, it doesn't seem like it's going to have any extra big content because I don't think the game had too much of that. So it's already pretty much complete in terms of what you can get on Xbox, PlayStation, and the Nintendo Switch 1. So it does seem like maybe Switch 2 will get this because the Switch 1 version of the game is quite crusty. 30 FPS with dips. There's some issues there. If they can actually get it closer on the Nintendo Switch 2 to Xbox and PlayStation with 60 FPS and with better pop-in and better resolution and loading times, I think that'd be a really good seller, or at least as good as it could sell for a port this many years old. So I do think that there are people that would absolutely like that. Now, hopefully they do some type of upgrade. So if you have the Switch 1 version, you can get the Switch 2 version at a discounted price. Now, they did do that when it comes to the Sonic Racing game, so we'll see if they do that here, but those were closer in proximity to release. This has been years since Sonic Frontiers, so I don't know if they're going to do something like that, but I hope that they do. Now, we also know that they are working on the foundation of Sonic Frontiers for the next big 3D Sonic game. So it does seem like it's going to be like a Sonic Frontiers 2, which would be good because I do think that one of the issues that Sonic has had over the years is that they have to abandon the idea that they build just because the games don't do well or doesn't work out or there's just some issue. But Sonic Frontiers, when it comes to 3D Sonic, it was probably one of the better received Sonic games from the fans in quite some time when it comes to 3D Sonic. So I do think that building off of that foundation and doing more with it and making a better game is the right move. And it sold really well for a 3D Sonic game. So I do think that they are really trying to put together something awesome. And then, of course, when the Sonic Frontiers game 2 or when the next big 3D Sonic is ready, they can have it as a multi-platform launch, probably on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch 2. The Switch 2 install base is growing, so I do think that they won't have any problems, at least leaving behind Switch 1, but we'll see if they do. You never know. I mean, a lot of Japanese developers, they're hanging on to that Nintendo Switch 1 just because of that massive install base that the system has. But for right now, it does seem like Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 this June. Is this something you guys would be interested in? Let me know in the comment section below. Next topic, let's get into Pokemon Pokopia and how this game continues to just stay on top all throughout March. It dominated the Famitsu sales from March 16th, 2026 to March 22nd, 2026. That was the last week's numbers. We've got an update on Pokopia, but all throughout March, Pokopia has just been selling absolutely gangbusters here. Pokemon Pokopia, the game sold another 48,772 units total in Japan, just physical game key card, because Famitsu does not include the digital sales. The game has sold 821,687 units. This game is becoming, or really pretty much is, a bona fide system seller for the Nintendo Switch 2, as the system has sold another 65,000 units plus for the week. So Pokemon Pokopia is continuing to do incredible all throughout the world. You see either sellouts or you see back orders of this game, physical game keycard, and more people picking up the Nintendo Switch 2 in order to play the game. And once again, I've talked about this multiple times on the channel, but I don't really think anybody really expected Pokemon Pokopia to be this type of system mover. Now, I thought that it's a potential. I knew that they could, if they can somehow tap into the base that loves Animal Crossing and the base that loves all of the cozy type of games in that genre, they can definitely get something going here. But I didn't know it was going to be to this level, where they have the #1 game throughout the whole month and worldwide, one of the better selling games out there, selling 2.2 million plus units in 4 days on not a massive install base, relatively speaking, compared to what you usually see when it comes to some of these games coming out and those selling 2 million plus copies. So to see a game like this, a spin-off Pokemon game, easily looking like it's going to be the best selling spin-off Pokemon game and rival up there with actual mainline Pokemon titles, Pokemon Pokopia is doing incredible, and more people are just really getting into it because of that. Pokemon Pokopia seems to be doing incredibly well. Switch 2 seems to be selling decently on the store shelves here, so we'll see what Nintendo can do. Keep the momentum going in April. till maybe we get that Star Fox reveal, or maybe we get that next Nintendo Direct announcement, and what's going to be happening for the second half of the year. So what do you guys think when it comes to Pokemon Pokopia and what's happening here in Japan with the sales numbers? Let me know in the comment section below. All right, moving on to the next topic here. Let's talk about some Super Mario 40th anniversary stuff that you can pick up at Best Buy and Target. Now, starting off with Best Buy, the Super Mario 40th anniversary game case with the purchase of 2 select Mario titles. So it says, here's your chance to celebrate 4 decades of Mario. Choose from the assortment of Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 video games featuring Mario and friends. Add any 2 to your cart, and a free Super Mario Bros. 40th Anniversary collectible game case will be added automatically. I mean, the fact that you have to buy 2 games instead of just 1, that's just kind of like, yo, what's going on here? Kind of like peak greed when it comes down to that. 2 games, it should be able to just get you 1 Mario game and you can get the case. You got to get 2 Mario games, but that's fine. This case looks cool. You got the different artwork from all the different Mario games here. I like what I'm seeing. I just think that it's silly that you have to actually buy 2 games to get 1 case. But hey, it is what it is there. It's a nice looking case. And maybe I'll go out there and pick out 2 Mario games. I already have all the Mario games though, so I'll have to see what I can get here when it comes to that. All right, next up, let's talk about what Target is doing. And Target is not as bad when it comes down to it. So they're celebrating the 40th anniversary with a special poster. So Target is saying that if you purchase any Mario video game, you're eligible to receive a special Super Mario Bros. Poster celebrating the iconic franchise's 40th anniversary. And it's a double-sided poster. It's pretty special. It details the franchise's varied history throughout the years. You can see the Super Mario Galaxy movie on one side and then all the different games over the years. So, I mean, this is pretty cool. It'd be like a nice poster to put like right above like maybe your desk or something like that, so you can see the different years of Mario and everything. So that's awesome. Mario's great. Obviously the Mario movie is doing fantastic. These promotions are pretty cool. Best Buy's, it's 2 games. Target says 1 game, but it's a poster, so it depends on what you're looking for. Some people might value a case, a metal case or whatever it is, over a poster, but they're both good promotions for the most part. Go out there, pick out a Mario game, get yourself something nice. So I'll see what I can do to get the poster and the case, because I think this is a pretty cool, nice little thing that they're doing for the Mario 40th anniversary. Kind of wrap it up with the movie and everything going on there. And then rumors so far, next year would be the big 3D Mario game. So what do you guys think when it comes to everything we talked about here? A lot of great topics. Let me know in the comment section below. All right, guys, that wraps it up for this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Please make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you're someone new, click that notification bell, and check out my other Nintendo Switch 2 RPG content and more right here on screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys for the next one. Peace.